talk a little Colorado Buffalo recruiting. Now, the Buffs beat Utah 49-24 at Folsom Field. Shedeur Sanders, 340 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Travis Hunter rushed for a touchdown, had an interception, 55 yards receiving, did it all, made it clear why he should be the front runner right now for the Heisman. He was blocking, he's playing defense, he's playing every snap of the game. Both sides of the football, their defense came to play. Like I said, they 40-burger Utah. I did think Isaac Wilson played well. He's a freshman. I think he's going to be really good at Utah at some time. But let's talk recruiting, Steve. And Colorado had a huge weekend, namely these guys from IMG, offensive lineman Michael Carroll, the 5-star committed to Alabama, linebacker Nathaniel Owusu-Boateng, who is not committed anywhere. Edge London Merritt was on campus. Edge Alexander McPherson, committed to Oklahoma State, was there. Steve, an electric atmosphere on Folsom Field for this big noon kickoff.
Yeah, I'm being told big IMG dinner tonight in Boulder. Alexander McPherson, 5-star offensive lineman. Alexander McPherson's committed to Oklahoma State right now, visited NC State last weekend. 5-star offensive lineman Michael Carroll, committed to Alabama right now. Alex Graham's in Boulder. He has been visiting Michigan regularly. He is back at Colorado this weekend. He's part of the IMG dinner tonight. Jordan Seaton will be out. IMG distinguished alum, starting left tackle for Colorado. Cash, the most famous walk-on offensive lineman in the country for Colorado. Amari Jones, the 2026 DB. They're all going to break bread together with staff members of Colorado. Alexander McPherson, I think he's going to end up at Colorado. And I think, look, I talked to Michael Carroll's dad. Let me pull the quote here as they are having a good time.
What the people are waiting for, Steve. Visit.
My kid is awestruck with the scenery and everything. So obviously they're having a great time. Now, I thought coming into the visit, it would still be very hard to flip from Alabama, their track record of production, the amount of players in the NFL out of Alabama, the relationships with the coaching staff, the love that his parents have for Alabama. I'm not saying he's going to flip from Alabama to Colorado, but Michael Carroll Jr. is excited about his opportunity with Colorado. I think Colorado has shown that there are resources and infrastructure for their offensive linemen that makes it very attractive for a young man off the field. And they're having a great time. And there's going to be an IMG dinner tonight. And we'll see how the weekend continues to go.
Yeah, absolutely. That's fun because you want to get those IMG recruits all together, because we talked about this, I think, on the Wiltfong Whip Around on Thursday, about how IMG players are a bit, they've been through a little bit of this, right? They're already living away from home. They're already participating in school the same way college does. They live in a dorm, they go to school at a different facility. There's a brotherhood with these IMG guys. And for them to get on campus and hang out with a Jordan Seaton and a Cash Cleveland, guys that have gone from IMG to Colorado and are playing immediately, I think that's going to have a big impact. I love the fact that they're bringing in all these IMG guys together, and it makes it so much better when you can win a noon kickoff, Steve. Like you said on the Wiltfong Whip Around, it means that it's just going to be good vibes into the night, and instead of a game ending at maybe 11:30 p.m., they've got the entire day to spend with these recruits. They went from a concert in the locker room. I don't know if you saw that, but there was a impromptu concert in the Buffalo locker room.
Those aren't impromptu anymore. Those are planned, man. That's part of the vibe. That's part of the culture, the environment at Colorado. If you come and play for this program and you play well, you are going to have a lot of fun in the meantime. And you can see this program. They are winning big games. They are pushing for the college football playoff. They are emerging as the favorite of the Big 12. They have Heisman Trophy candidates on their roster. They have playmakers for days. This is an offense that looks fun to play in. You see the development of Shedeur Sanders. He has a chance to be the #1 overall pick in the draft. Travis Hunter could go #1 or #2. You see the way he elevates his football team, makes everyone better around him. He is the best two-way player that we have seen Josh, and we've seen some good ones. Charles Woodson, Champ Bailey immediately come to mind, but Travis Hunter, his snap count,
Yeah.
the difference he makes, the way he elevates his team is huge. I want to circle back real quick. Nathaniel Owusu, Boateng, and London Merritt, we didn't talk about them as much. They wanted to come back and get a midweek experience at Colorado. They've already done a game environment. To come back and just get a sense of what it's like there in Boulder during the week, be around the players in that atmosphere could be major needle movers as Colorado looks to beat Michigan for Nathaniel Owusu Boateng, and they try and flip London Merritt from Ohio State. I could see both of them at Colorado instead of in the Big Ten. And again, 10 a.m. kick, Colorado time, kegs and eggs, great atmosphere. You see the sun shining down on that field at 10 in the morning. It looked glorious, picturesque there. Interception on the very first snap. After that, it was pretty much all Buffaloes. The way they responded, the way they just always respond to adversity. That culture has really become one of the better ones in college football in a heartbeat. You know, there were a lot of people piling on last year, 4-8, piling on early in the year when they weren't in stride. Look, it's a long season. You want to be playing your best football at the end of the year. You don't need to be playing your best ball in September. And Colorado had to go to the transfer portal and land a lot of guys. So, no, they weren't gelled completely in September. But now we're in November. It's championship season, and they are playing as well as just about anyone in the country right now. They're going to be a tough out. And recruits are excited about this program. I love where they stand with Quentin Gibson. He's a receiver from the Lone Star State in the 2025 class that they had on campus recently. And they had a quarterback on campus this weekend, Josh, not Julian Juju Lewis, not another 2025. But they had Jaden O'Neal. He's committed to Oklahoma. He's a 4-star recruit from Narbonne High in California. He camped at Colorado in the summer, felt the family feel around the coaching staff and program back then, comes in for a game day experience. And the one thing I know about Jaden O'Neal, talking to his camp about the interest in Colorado, if Julian Lewis flips to the Buffaloes, which is what the On3 RPM says he will do, including my prediction, Jaden O'Neal is not going to be detoured from potentially flipping to Colorado himself. I think that he would welcome that situation, come in and be ready to compete alongside Julian Lewis. Maybe that elevates his game, but just be part of what this growing program is starting to become. And we'll see what that means for Colorado long-term as they continue stacking roster after roster. But what a day in Boulder. And a lot of excitement, and I look forward to bringing coverage later in the weekend about this IMG dinner.
Yeah, we're going to be talking a lot about these IMG players, this IMG dinner, this IMG potential pipeline. But I want to also talk about something that we've been saying. Some of these guys on Colorado's commit list a year from today are going to be making a major impact. Steve, you've been stressing this for a couple weeks now, that if Coach Prime is recruiting you from the high school level, regardless of your ranking, he's expecting you to contribute right away. We saw it again today. You know, it's not just Jordan Seaton, the 5-star out of IMG. You got Cash Cleveland playing a key role starting at center in this game. Then you had Draylon Miller making that grown man play. Draylon Miller out of the state of Texas last year. He was a great get, and you see them making plays on Saturday in crucial moments. And that's why I think you're seeing some of these guys, some of these 5-stars, even though they're committed to Alabama, even though they're committed to Ohio State, they're giving Colorado a real look because they know in 9, 10, 11 months, they could be on the field making plays at Folsom Field.
Absolutely, Josh.
All right, Colorado fans, talk to us. We've been talking Colorado Buffs recruiting all season long, but right now, in this moment, it feels like the Buffs are on the verge of something major. Talk to us, comment section below. How you feeling about this weekend, and how are you feeling about this recruiting class? Let us know who you think the Buffs will land. Comment section below.